I will teach you insertion sort. The insertion sort technique is basically depend upon the incremental approach. In this incremental approach, the element is incremented one by one and compare with its another element and it insert on its proper position. As we can see, insertion sort. The name itself suggests that insert the element in its proper position. Just like while playing cards, when we play the cards, first we pick up one card, then we pick up another card, compare the second card with the first card. Now here the first card is 10 and second card is 8. So we know that 10 is greater than 8, that's why we place first 8 and then 10. Then we pick up the third card. Now compare this third card with remaining two cards and insert it at its proper position. So third card is 2. Again 2 is less than 8, that's why it is come before 8. After that, the next card 9. Now when we have the 9 card in right hand and these 3 cards on the left hand, first we compare 9 with 2. 9 is greater than 2, that's why it is after 2. Then we compare 9 with 8. Now 8 is less than 9, again we push 9 in forward direction. After that we compare 9 with 10. Now 10 is greater than 9 and 8 is less than 9. So that's why the proper position of 9 is in between 8 and 10. So that's like we have inserted the element. The similar approach or similar concept you have to apply while insertion sort. Now, as the algorithm suggests, what we have to do? We have to start the comparison from the second element. Why? Because we require first element to compare with the second one. So that's why the algo says start from second position up to the length of the array. Then what we have to do? We have to compare the element with its immediate neighbor. That's why we have to do I as j minus 1. So j will point at the second position, I will point at the first position. And we have to make the a of j element as a key to which we have to compare that particular element. So we will see this arrangement here. Here is the array with elements 5, 1, 4, 2, 3, 6. As per algorithm, j is equals to 2 to 6. Second, the key becomes a of j. The a of j element is 1. So that's why value of key is 1. After that, I becomes j minus 1. That's why when we place j here, I becomes j minus 1. That is 2 minus 1. So I is at the first position, j is at the second position. Now we have all the required data. Now what we have to do? We have to check two conditions. Whether I is greater than 0 and a of I is greater than key. So similarly, here we have written that condition. The value of I here is 1 as it is pointed at first position. 1 is greater than 0, condition true. Then a of I compared with key. The value of a of I, the element at first position is 5. The value of key is 1. And when we compare 1 is greater than 0, 5 is greater than 1, condition true. So when this condition is true, we have to swap a of I with a of I plus 1. So that's why here we have swapped a of I with a of I plus 1. The value of I is 1, 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So element at first position goes to the element at second position. So the swapping will be done like this. Element at first position goes to the second one. So we have shown this in this array. The 5 goes at second position. Till now, what we have known that 5 goes at second position, but we don't know what about 1, because this is a single swapping, not exchanging. A of I goes to the a of I plus 1. So we have swapped 5 to the second position. Then what it says, decrement I by 1. So that's why I becomes I minus 1. The value of I is 1. 1 minus 1 becomes 0. Again check the conditions. So now the conditions are I is greater than 0, a of I is greater than key, value of I is 0, 0 is greater than 0, condition false. So when condition false, end of this while. Then what we have to do? We have to make key as a of I plus 1. So the value of key is 1 and I plus 1, value of I is 0. Now be careful. Don't take value of previous I. Every time when you consider the value of I, take the latest value. So here the latest value of I is 0. So 0 plus 1, 1. So 1 goes at the first position. So here we will move 1 and then we get the array like this: 1, 5, 4, 2, 3, 6. Now this is the first iteration for form. Now j is equals to 3. So j will be point at third position. Again I is equals to j minus 1. So I will be at second position. Say key becomes a of j. So key is equals to a of j is equals to a of j is 4. Then again check the conditions. Check whether I is greater than 0 and a of I is greater than key. So value of I is 2, 2 greater than 0, and a of I is 5 greater than key, value of key is 4. So 5 is greater than 4, condition true, and hence if condition is true, a of I becomes a of I plus 1. So again value of I is 2, I plus 1, so 2 plus 1, then a of I, that is a of 2. So element is a of 2 is 5, it goes at a of 3 position. Then we will get array like this. So 1 as it is, 5 goes at third position, then 2, 3. After that, as you know, 5 goes at second position, but till now we don't know what about 4. So for that purpose, what we have to do? We have to decrement I by 1. So here I becomes I minus 1, that is I becomes 2 minus 1, 1. So I pointed at first position. After that, again check the conditions. Check I is greater than 0 and a of I is greater than key. So value of I is 1 greater than 0 and a of I, that is 1, greater than value of key 4, condition false. So as the condition false, it ends the while loop, and what it does, the key becomes a of I plus 1. So a of I plus 1 becomes the key. So a of I plus 1 means a of 1 plus 1, 2, and value of key is 4. So 4 goes at the second position in the array. So here. So like that, similarly we will go for j is equals to 4, j is equals to 5, j is equals to 6, and this process will continue.